Sapiential psalms warn us as human beings about certain fundamental issues in life. Do not fear when a man grows rich. He takes nothing with him when he dies. If one looks around, especially in this part of the world, one sees how it would seem the felicity of man depends on the cubic centimeters that fill up his house and extend his garden. It's as though his soul was bigger because his car and his property was bigger. Actually, one can have a situation where all for a long time has gone into having a mansion of a house, and then suddenly that house has no longer become a home. The couple is splitting up, and the house might have to go, and neither will have it. Moreover, I am sure that many of these mansions are unhappy homes because happiness has been sought in the wrong place and the quality of life has not been looked after. Indeed, I noticed that back in Wales, where this phenomenon of building large houses had not really happened, partly because, at least in our area, the local authorities will not allow a house to be built so easily, because the houses have to blend with what's already there. Couples who married after finishing in university are still sometimes in the same very simple house as they were then, but they have no mortgage and they are still together, and all the memories of their first happiness are attached to those simple terraced houses. They were not looking for more, and therefore they were not being made unhappiness by their own desire. Desire is the great enemy of the soul. The soul then goes into bondage to its own desire. If we only realized that joy is an invisible commodity and comes quite often when least sought after. It's actually a byproduct of self-sacrifice quite often, as the Lord pointed out in a quote that comes to us through the Acts. It is more blessed to give than to receive. The Lord in the Gospel tells us to have salt in ourselves, the condiment of life. St. Augustine indicates in his teaching that the soul should not have any more need with regard to joy in life on the level of the human than that of variety, a change of occupation. That actually would be a good policy for us, rather than expend huge amounts of energy and money in expensive holidays. Variety is the spice of life. Within the day, to accept the little inbuilt joys that are there, which are not expensive, for Providence gives us little surprises and unexpected joys. Our problem is that we want spectacular joys. Joy is of a different order. And as that same St. Augustine points out, in his perfect will is found our peace. Joy is linked with peace. Hence it is that if the conscience is not in order and in harmony with that of the will of God, then all the expenditure in pursuit of joy is condemned to failure. Hence it is that one sees that the poor man in a state of grace is far richer than the man in his mansion, who actually is losing his soul. There are no pockets in a shroud, and there is no hitch on a hearse. The soul carries with it its use of time when it had it, and a day spent in divine grace, in the case of the poor man, is of value. The other is not. Lord, give me wisdom today to be grateful for what you give me, and not to have a single desire outside your divine and sovereign will. Jesus, be thou enough. Morte